The Knicks ready to enjoy that one-of-a-kind New York home court advantage. Coming into the building earlier tonight, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Detroit Pistons. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Steve Smith and Greg Anthony at the table with me. And the fourth member of our crew, David Aldridge, our sideline reporter. And a look at the starters for the Pistons. Guard spots filled by Cunningham and Ivy. Tobias Harris is out there with Duran. And it's Thompson in at the 3 slot. And for New York, Mikal Bridges out there with Jalen Brunson. Then it's OG Anunoby. Then it's Josh Hart. And it's Towns in at the 5 spot. And Greg, taking a look at this one here tonight, the clash at the guard positions really stands out.
No question about it. Both teams rely heavily on their backcourts to get it done. And I'm interested to see which backcourt brings it tonight.
Now, here's Thompson. There's the pass to Duran. Shot clock at 6. Here's Cunningham. Knocks down the step-back J.
If you're the defense, you have to know where Cunningham is at all times.
Brunson against Cunningham. To the middle. Floats one. Bridges misses.
Oh, I don't believe that. He's better than that. Come on.
Pass to Cunningham. Now, Ivy. Brunson covering. With the teardrop. Ivy with the bucket.
And just so physically gifted, Ivory just brushes off contact and knocks it down.
Here's Brunson. Here's Hart. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's Detroit up 4. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
Here are the 5. Detroit has to start the second quarter. Duran out there with Isaiah Stewart. Then it's Malik Beasley. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. And it's Fontecchio in at the 3. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
So difficult to stay planted, especially with all the motion around you. Annoying turnover.
And the Knicks making a change here. Payne's checked in. And stolen by Payne. And they're moving it up. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Payne's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Knicks. Clock management, this is where they can get a 2 for 1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
27 seconds left in the first half. And it's Schroeder missing.
And he's frustrated. That's a shot he can make in his sleep.
Pass to Towns. Puts it up from 12. Duran pulls it in. Fontecchio. Passes to Beasley. Good D by Anunoby.
Out of character for him to miss that shot. Maybe just a little too casual there.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Pistons lead by 2. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. Everybody, welcome back for our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. They had a 4-point advantage at the end of the period. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points at the half. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Well, I like what I'm seeing on the offensive end. They're keeping things simple, getting to their spots and executing. Nothing fancy, kind of like Shaq Suit.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on New York.
At this point, you feel like they have to attack inside, make the offense more dynamic. Looks like they're not even trying to make things happen in the paint. If you ask me, they're leaving food on the table down there. Kenny.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Here's New York, trailing by 2. Anunoby out there with Hart. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Towns in at the center, walking down the middle. So that's who Tom Thibodeau starts the second half with. And yes, it's good. Ivy's got the lead up to 4 now for the Pistons.
And chasing after the play. Nice work by Ivy getting in there and winning the second chance opportunity.
Here's Brunson. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. We know they like having Brunson out there, Greg, a player they can run the entire offense through.
No doubt. And he can be trusted on to take the keys and just run things effectively. He keeps mistakes to a minimum, and he's a solid creator for his teammates.
And he knocks down the first one.
And I love how unafraid Brunson is. You can tell he loves the challenge of the moment.
Landry Shamet's checked in for New York. And both free throws good for Brunson. Smitty, it ended up being a last-place finish for the Detroit Pistons in 2023.
And Kevin, it wasn't pretty. But on the flip side, it positioned them for an interesting offseason and some big draft possibilities.
Now the pass to Shamet. 17 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It's often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
Now Cunningham. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul.
The pressure is on for Cade Cunningham. Time for him to rise to this challenge.
It's his first trip to the line.
2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
And Cunningham is used to having the spotlight on him, taking on the chance to come up big for his team.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
You know, this team leans on Cade Cunningham for so many things, and he's built to carry the load.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. The Pistons on top. They're up by 3. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And Detroit looking at who they've got. We've got Kate Cunningham. He's out there with Dennis Schroeder. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Isaiah Stewart. And it's Fontecchio in at the 4 spot. Now, here's Hart. Tim Hardaway unable to get his last shot to go. Bridges inside. Guarded by Hardaway. Yes! Oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
That is world-class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
And here's a timeout from Monty Williams.
Time to make some noise for your Knicks City Dancers.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, T.A.
Hey guys, I had a chance to listen to what Monty Williams discussed with his players. He asked his team to dig deep. He said, I know you're tired, but they're tired too. It's about who can give more than the other guy at this point. Show me what you can give. Back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. New York calls timeout.
City Dancers. Let's hear it, fans. Another big cheer for your Knicks City Kings.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And here's Brunson outside. Laces one from 3.
And they do have a foul to give.
Knicks lead 10-7. That'll be a Pistons timeout. And make some noise for your Knicks City Dancers.
And now, let's take a look at the New Balance Player of the Game.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. And that has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Here's Ivy. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one goes on Anunoby.
The pressure is on for Jake Ivy at the line.
2 shots.
He's able to hit the second one, and that brings them within 2 here. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they commit an intentional foul. It's another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Second personal foul.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
And one area where Brunson's improved is in the clutch. He's a monster in crunch time. Nice to have a player you can depend on in those key situations.
On the wing, Harris. Cunningham for 3. Good. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
My, oh my. Talk about a guy who lives for these moments.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They're leading by 1. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here. First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2. And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
That's why you want him at the line when the game is close. He knows how to deliver in the clutch.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
This is where you want to run a play.